You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone.
Orange.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
Wise men rank with UBA. Wise women too with UBA.
School pupils in Sierra Leone, do you have a creative writing skills? Would you love to win a brand new laptop and a scholarship grant worth up to 50,000 new leones? Then, this is your moment. The UBA Foundation, with support from UBA Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, is proudly launching the 5th edition of the 2025-2026 UBA National Essay Competition, as the UBA Sierra Leone has teamed up with the Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, ILRAJ, to make it bigger and better. Are you a senior secondary school pupil anywhere in Sierra Leone? Then get ready to showcase your ideas. Write a handwritten essay of not more than 500 words on the topic gender-based violence in schools, causes, consequences, and solutions. And yes, the rewards are exciting. First prize, a brand new laptop plus a 50,000 new loans scholarship grant. Second prize, 30,000 new loans. And third prize, 20,000 new loans. Remember, your essay must be handwritten, not typed. Upon submission, please include your full name, passport photograph, your age, town and district, school name, and of course, the name and phone number of your parent, guardian, or teacher. Submit your essay at any UBA branch, MBSSE regional office nationwide, or the Ilraj office, or send us a scanned copy to cfc-leone@ubagroup.com. For more information, please call us on 078 200 200 or 099 22 11 22. Deadline for submission, April 30th, 2026. So, sharpen your pen, share your ideas, and be the voice for change. Visual impaired students are also encouraged to apply. The UBA Foundation National Essay Competition, Unlocking Young Talent and Shaping the Leaders of Tomorrow. Write it, submit it, win it.
Surprise on the mix.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, hey. Our voices come. Hi yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability. News, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. The count on me, the count on we anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. Follow me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV there before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices down. Hi yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. The count on me, the count on we anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God begin, let's get the power. You call me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Stars them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, hey. Our voices gone. Hi yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on we anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty TV with a stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also now our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition come to you this Thursday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And Amina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today is Thursday, the 7th day of May 2026. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, Salon then are the headlines again for issues we get for do with drugs. We can talk about this as we discuss the issues them as then they come. We see early this week news come out again say then see a vessel where they link to Sierra Leone. We they can't talk about the issues then because I'm not gonna say headline always salon, but we know so we not be done come out yet. Now the news on issues we get for do with drugs, especially now the international community. We get the Bello Josh issue where say now we not get authorities them yet for come to the public. Over 1 year ago with the Sierra Leone police and other people don't they investigate that issue there. We not get any update yet from the police since they will launch the investigation to now as to waiting they happen. Now we don't go back now the headlines on this, so they can discuss that inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. Waiting really they happen, waiting need for be done. We get the conversation with different analysts them we go through their own opinion regarding this whole issue and waiting exactly need for be done this time around for the country image internationally, especially left for to make the headlines for all the wrong reasons. We can discuss that on this edition of the Breakfast Show.
All right. Maybe the beauty of the media, especially in modern day media, you no need for wait. Like for now, the police just don't go quiet. In fact, they're not even the pick calls. They know they respond to messages from where all of this been there out there at the international media. But I don't mean say as journalists them. We not for discuss the issues because the international media they cover the stories. As of yesterday, new development don't happen. Police not able come out it. In fact, all the law enforcement bodies not able for come out it with a press release and tell the people exactly what is going on, because anything we get for do with this kind of news, it affects Sierra Leoneans as citizens, especially some of we where they carry Sierra Leonean passports, some of where they travel Sierra Leonean passports, and for the go na border control area, them na certain country, them begin to pull you aside, begin to watch you with one kind eye. So if the police not able come out yet for give people exactly who side the ship come out, who side they head to, waiting the inside there. This morning, they can talk to different analysts them and see exactly what this mean for Sierra Leone as a country, especially who get a president where over and over they say if they travel a lot as the citizen and they complain, they want for go rebrand the image of the country. If the president they try for rebrand the image of the country and things like this they happen where they dent the image of the country, it's quite alarming. So this morning, they can look at this issue we get for do with the seizure of a 40-feet container where they allege say na cocaine the inside, and the reports from the Spanish media they say na from a port na Sierra Leone come out, and then they link them to Bello Josh where the Netherlands government may accuse Salon say then get this particular drug fugitive na the country. And the last time where the Sierra Leone Police Inspector General of Police been talk about this, now where he confirms say this individual and Sabian for Omar Sharif, and then they do investigations. From that end, nobody know anything yet from the Sierra Leone Police. So today we can look at all of the issues there, so where they make the rounds at the international media. We get through with virtual link a colleague journalist. We're currently there out of the country, but instead one for throw light on this particular issue. Good morning, Melvin.
Morning, Obadi.
I sure say yourself don't they follow the news, especially the latest one we get for do with a seizure of a 40-feet container in Spain, and the latest one yesterday we come out again where they talk about, then they link this particular consignment to just Lidacast, where then they call Omar Sharif, Nadande, the Inspector General of Police, then Sabian for. Melvin, first the law just starts for look at how long the issues there don't they surround Sierra Leone and the steps where authority they don't take for ensure say then come out clean and explain the situation to the public.
Well, when you talk about the issue of drug trafficking in Sierra Leone, I think the first major one where we begin for capture of the media, we get get for do with a case of a plane. If you remember Khadija, we've been kind of Lunge airport, and that plane they eventually people began to discover say that the drug being carried, and that was the first major one. But ever since, governments in and out, drug-related scandals don't be a commonplace, and this is scary. Khadija, as I talked just yesterday, Sierra Leone delivered in country reports at the ECOWAS Parliament, and one of the issues with other members of Parliament them from different countries they raise that what is the government doing about tackling the proliferation of drugs? Thankfully, they don't get this latest hit. But from the government side, on Kadisi talk say where there are rehabilitation centers and all of that and things like that. But I think the bigger problem here is Khadija, Sierra Leoneans them at home and abroad for be concerned. Because like you said, if you are carrying a Sierra Leonean passport now, even when you're in an airport queues, once you tell somebody saying you're Sierra Leonean, there is this EI way that they give you as if you are already convicted of drug trafficking. And that is worrisome. So when we talk about rebranding the image of Sierra Leone, I think these scandals have seriously damaging the international reputation of Sierra Leone and Sierra Leoneans. Mind you, the country is just a place, but the people, now we many people concerned about. So a few things were spot out. If the allegations from this press is anything to go by, the first question we'll ask, who say we Salon Port Authority officials then they, where allegedly this 40-feet container was loaded and transported from the ports of Sierra Leone? That is very serious because there were also claims, Khadija, you will agree with me, that there was a missing container of drugs na the key of Sierra Leone. However, that was downplayed and many people say that was not true. And now international reports are saying that this container was shipped from Sierra Leone. So the first question for ASCII BO and the management team at the Port Authority, what are they saying? Because if you not deny or reject the claim, it's a technical way for saying yes, not true. And that will send a very damaging message that officials has been claimed and alleged in the government are either complicit or in connivance when it comes to the issue of drug trade. So I look forward to the Sierra Leone Port Authority. What will they say? I will not be surprised if they can't deny, as they don't deny previously. But this claim or allegation will be very difficult to deny because according to the report, the Spanish authorities been on the surveillance. And if you look at Dr. Sylvia Blyden's post, they did that subtly, not only for keep some of the information that the Sierra Leone government don't know, way in another way means that the Sierra Leone government is being suspected, and to the point that they had to overpower and capture this boat. So that is worrisome. But again, there are other international reports where they seem to suggest that if this problem continues, it will have even a bearing on the upcoming 2028 elections. How? There have been investigations that some of this drug money are not only in the hands of business people and unidentified people, but also politicians. And if you are having politicians who have been bankrolled with drug money, the threat there is these politicians are going to be answerable to the drug barons. And what will that mean? It will mean that Sierra Leone has technically become a failed state, like the case of Haiti, but also it will mean that there will be security threats. If you look at the reason for the military intervention in Guinea-Bissau, one of the reasons the military provide is that the civilian government was in connivance and complacent with the drug trade in that country. So the security threat there is enormous, and there is also a political threat in all of this. And Khadija, there is also another aspect to this way I think we not forget, we get for do with the claims that journalists will not attempt for publish further details on this are either being bribed or being threatened. And I will tell you, this cannot be far from the fact. Although we don't get evidence of 5,000 euro being bribed to any journalist because I've never been bribed on such matters. But what is this saying? It is saying that the media itself, directly or indirectly, is being indicted. And if that's the case, I think the media family also have got a duty to come out and name and shame if there are any journalists who don't receive bribe on this. And some of the journalists themselves, when they give this information, should be honest enough by calling names. Because Khadija, you're not a journalist, we're not a journalist. If we've been technically indicted, it means that our reputation and our profession is on the line. So I look forward to, of course, I know one journalist we already in asylum, Joseph Toure, was caught up in this because there was this allegation that he be the collaborator with a Dutch journalist where he investigates this matter. I think Joseph Toure will be another fine person to talk to on this matter. But definitely, I think the aspect of the media indictment should not go unnoticed. And of course, there are personalities also, personality issues here. Remember, there was this report about just giving a gift to the former immigration officer, Alusan Kane. And what the president did was only to relieve him and not subject him to an investigation. And if you look at the reports, anytime these reports are mentioned, that incident is being mentioned. However, the government did not do much, in my estimation. Again, the big elephant in the room is just like Dekas or Bolejos in Sierra Leone. That's one question. If he's in Sierra Leone, why has he not been extradited? Because at the end of the day, if the world is perceiving that he is aided and abetted by high-placed officials in government, and yet still the Dutch government don't make several requests, and those requests have not been honored, technically, the government is also vicariously liable. Because if your hands are clean, what are you, if Joss is in Sierra Leone, why are you protecting him? So that can be connected to the dots that, oh, this man, not the number for himself, they also enjoy backing of high-placed officials. Yes, the government don't deny, say, then Umar Sharif then get. But of course, we put that in tandem with the video that Dutch and foreign sources, they are saying that face is no less a person but Bolejos. So we come to the big problem, or where Obatekin said this is a big problem business. The big problem business is the allegation that the president in Dota already they carry this man in Peking. And if that is the case, it makes it more serious because we are talking about the president's daughter.
Melvin,
and unfortunately, states outside.
Yeah. In all of this, information flow very critical. We all know, say, since February 2025, where the Sierra Leone police been officially Kamnado, the Inspector General through a press conference been talked to journalists and the public for inform them say the picture where people the links in at this Bello Josh, then gets the records from investigation say the person are Umar Sharif, and then investigates whether or not it in a salon. Since that time day to now, it's over a year going down the line. The media not able to forget the Sierra Leone police or any authority again for give any tangible updates regarding that investigation where them be said and they do for confirm to the public whether that person where they defend is still a salon or not. Even where the Dutch government ask for letter and send them back, we be done the host the AG, we don't they tell we na the media say then still they on the process. It go for take some time, but since then we not really get a tangible information, especially from the Sierra Leone police where say then they investigate. What's in communication mean in all of this? Because if the image of the country, they're gonna the line again at the headlines in terms of issues we get for do with drugs, and at the end of the day, then they link onto this same individual. But you say they investigate, you know they come back to the public for they give updates on how things are going. What's in really it mean for the whole situation?
Well, it disastrous. It disastrous. Silence can mean consent. In this case, if you are not updating the public, and in fact you are holding a brief by saying that, well, not only just like Jekas, but any Umar Sharif, that's fine because he might have used a false passport to enter the country. But what the police has not been able to do is to keep the media and the populace abreast. Again, I know the police should be in a tight corner because imagine if it's proven that this man gets Peking with the president in Peking. This is not mean character at all. So the police then in a tight corner for either say, well, this is what we have, for deny or accept at this juncture. They cannot have a two-way about this. The delay tactics is not going to work. The more they delay, the more the situation escalates, the more the conspiracy theories that they grow, and definitely they cannot be able to keep it quiet. You know, Nasalo will get this pattern and say, no mass no more. After 10 then we'll forget. But in this case of this drug, the more people are silent about it, the more it is escalating. So yes, the last time I said the police that they banned Joblo Jabla in the war, but this has gone beyond Joblo Jabla now. This is now what I would call a state capture by forces where not for capture the states in any way. Because I don't see any reason for let the police, after a long time, never come and can't tell people. And now, even if they can't help or can't talk, it's going to be reactionary. Who ever believe that? Nobody. Because you've kept silence all this while, and after a foreign media publish, then they will be coming. So I expect them to come. I will not be surprised if they can say if they can't tell me other kind of stories, say, in fact, the container not come Sierra Leone. But the fact that they don't be silent all this while is just lending credence that this man is being assisted by not only individuals in the states, but authorities and institutions. And this is sad. It's sending a message that Sierra Leone is failing or has failed or is becoming a failed state. We are in institutions which will protect the people from all these kind of illicit activities and now, well, passively in alliance with them. So the Sierra Leone police get a lot of explaining for do. And this time around, I wonder waiting they will can tell the people of Sierra Leone. There are so many other issues. Mind you, there is this issue of unexplained wealth around a certain personality. And the last time where my brother journalist Lamrana raised the issue, I see tropes from social media, the attacker. However, the fact remains that all the reactions what we get after that syndicated coverage on the drug problem in Sierra Leone, we don't see any substantial denial where they say, oh, that person is not involved or involved. So it goes back to the ACC. Remember the ACC, if you go to the website, they will put a statement about the underground economy. However, the ACC has never, I would challenge them, they've never investigated or prosecuted anybody in this case of, in this situation of unexplained wealth. And it's sad. They themselves mentioned it in one of their previous statements years ago, but they've never followed up. So the ACC itself also can be vicariously liable when it comes to this problem because they themselves have not been able to investigate certain individuals who have been alleged to be in concert with this. And it's sad. If that's going to be a situation where we have to live with, then I'm afraid we have to see people live in luxury. We cannot tell where they are coming from. And mind you, the danger there is you get young people that when they come up, you get graduates from college where they don't spend time in the study or the lab work or skills, and then they suffer. Whereas you get some people that you don't see that they go outside, they don't do nothing, but they are living in luxury. They are flaunting their wealth and all that. So I think the ACC itself has not done much when it comes to specifically the underground economy. Because Khadija and Mabel, if the drug trade becomes more powerful and wealthier than the country's economy, we are doomed. We are doomed. All other sectors are going to be failing. Because at the end of the day, we imagine if the drug cartel get money past the central bank or the Ministry of Finance, then who would they call the shots? It is said that he who pays the piper calls the tune. So all sectors will be affected, from parliament to the judiciary to the executive, which is now seriously mad, but also in the public sector itself, because at the end of the day, the one that way for fight against them, kind of senior, they don't get the resources, and the one that they fight against gets more resources than them. That is my fear. if this drug trade becomes more powerful and wealthy than the nation, our nation being a very poor nation, everybody's going to be vulnerable. And the temptation there for many people who want to do drug dealing will be there. And who is to blame? So I think we are at a serious crossroad. But the big elephant, I think President Bio at this juncture must come out with a statement. He must come out with a statement first, because he's been saying he's rebranding the country's image and now it's been damaged. He must come out with a statement because Alex's daughter is directly or indirectly involved with this man, and the family has never issued a statement. That is serious. And above all, the security of the state, for the security of the state's reason, the president must come out. If the president is not talking, then people will be left to make conjectures that, oh, maybe he's okay with what is happening. I don't think the president should remain silent at this juncture, because he himself is going to be looked at as somebody, well, Sensei, I know they do, but what if Sensei and they do? So I think the office of the president and the president at this point, the last time when you talk about drug, remember that way you go, when there was this emergency on Kush. But I mean, cocaine, it beats Kush times. Now let's have a talk. Long years back, we pay more attention on the Kush trade. One trade will not pay attention. When in the give the drug cartels money, now cocaine, because I tell you, Kush we did a bubble in the smoker, and a poor man in the smoker. So we will see them as street, we see them with their penda and all that. But with cocaine, it is transacted in these big hotels, in these big gatherings, and you're a poor man, you don't know. So it's serious, and we need to pay attention. Yeah, we don't talk about Jabba, we don't talk about Kush, but cocaine. And many researchers that I've been working with are very much concerned that there is not much attention being given. There is not much attention being given to the cocaine trade. And the cocaine trade is the biggest trade, unlike those other synthetic drugs, because it cuts across all of the world. And again, yes, Sierra Leone will get your problem with weak legal regimes and enforcement. But the bigger picture, if you look at the global conversation, this drug what they talk about, particularly cocaine, is mostly consumed in America and Europe. So it's going to be a balancing act. Sierra Leone for playing with role, and Europe and America for playing a role. Of course, Spain will say, we played our role. But what is the Sierra Leone government doing to make sure that such scandals are curbed? And I think the last point here is, I'm talking to friends here, and they are saying, oh, you guys must have a rethink. And I said, over what? And the person said to me, maybe perhaps you are overblowing the situation out of proportion. Then I said, even if you say so, I don't think you love my country more than I do. And we cannot conceal it. So, yes, there might be a situation that, yes, we give attention, which we should. But again, the balancing act should be kept right, because at the end of the day, it's about the repetition of Sierra Leoneans and Sierra Leone. And that should not be mortgaged at all. So we need the facts, and we must follow the facts. We must follow the money, and above all, those institutions that are directly and indirectly linked to this must come out with positions as to what's their role, whether it's true or not. But I think President Bio at this point, again, I will repeat myself, should come out with a statement stating whatever he wants to say about his business, because it's serious.
World website, a story where they entitled The Big One, then believes say the drug fugitive where Nabelo Jos, where according to the Sierra Leone police, then Sabian for Umar Sharif, a link to this 40-ton cocaine way worth over 1 billion euro. And this same individual, the police don't say then they investigate for almost 2 years now. Nobody know anything from this investigation. And the media or the citizens not seem for the mount tough questions on the police for pressure them for come out to these reports. Is it that people not interested?
No, people are interested, but some people are scared. Mind you, Khadija, when you're talking about the fight against the drug, there is a fight back effect. if you look at the trends in Colombia and elsewhere, journalists that have been pursuing drug barons, they've either been killed or forced to be in hiding. And Khadija, you or me or nobody know for loss in life, particularly that it eats and drink back. So there is the fear element. But also, if you don't hear people in our governments deny somebody identity, then you yourself must advise yourself. So it's not about a matter of not getting interest, but it's a matter of the strings that are attached, the names that are called, and the institutions that are involved. You must tread cautiously on such matters because at the end of the day, you know I lost your life, you know I'm under pressure. You see the allegation that some journalists have been bribed, allegedly, and others have been forced in hiding. And I'm sure the one that they are mentioning is Joseph Toure, who is outside of the country because of helping a Dutch journalist to investigate. So you must count the cost, Khadija. And I think as a journalist, I can understand the plight of other colleagues. The last time we intensified and mounted a campaign on drugs, we saw the results on Kush. All media have been talking, and we see how the police intensify the enforcement. But cocaine is not like Kush or Jamba, where you go to a side number, you go meet her. I mean, for example, these big hotels, police, they're not going to have time. They say, go read based on their intelligence. They don't have the time. So, in as much as, yes, the denial cannot be sidestepped, but for the media, the cost of investigating such kind of issue is huge. And of course, you know, the media has not got the resources that it takes to mount such investigation other than collaborating with international journalists like some of us have been doing over the years. So it's serious, and I think, yes, there is a need for collaboration, but the media alone in Sierra Leone is limited. And yes, we want, they say Tokiwan box were unshot. And that's where authorities and partnership comes into all of this conversation.
Because official statements not come from the security apparatus, but the media don't they put out different publication them from the international media to local media them. Like give you the Glenna newspaper where writes but Abubakar Nauri, where then say then they call him Buba Nauri, where then believe say that the man where they beyond the suspected cocaine boats where then sees na Spain. And according to waiting the Glenna newspaper writes, this person ain't get this vessel and he register as a fishing boat under Sierra Leone's fishing company. If Salomon them don't they register, allegedly according to waiting the Glenna newspaper right, don't they register fishing boat company then they use for transport then drug there. It shows say the cartel they integrate very well in Sierra Leone, Melvin.
Absolutely. And now I come to realize why. I was doing a research with an international organization, and one of the questions that the researcher that how many registered fishing vessels are in Sierra Leone? Can you imagine when I go to the Ministry of Fisheries and meet the permanent, I'm going to say this for the record, and if he so desire, I can take further action. The permanent secretary at the Ministry of Fisheries vehemently refused to offer that information there. So what now with this kind of information, what was that saying? That they add something to hide. So to answer your question, they are not only infusing into the system, but they've synchronized. Wherein state officials, once you have to go close to the matter, you will be stonewalled or prevented from getting information. Because I still imagine, Khadija, I've been supposed to not submit that paper for like 2 months ago. But because of this delay in this information, all kinds of red tape, that information they go tell you all kind of nonsense. And now we begin to know why some of this information are being concealed. But back to the Glenna newspaper. I think this is the same newspaper that was raided for publishing reports on the drug trade in Sierra Leone. So imagine if a newspaper for just publishing investigation on drug trade is being ransacked by no less institution but institutions of the state. Then what will other journalists do? Except maybe you are out of the country as a dissident or international-based journalist. If you're inside Sierra Leone, you will be limited. So yes, I want to say thanks to the Glenna newspaper, I've been reading their publications, but then SSF don't be victim of their own quality journalism whether they do in investigation. So it's a risk, but I think yes, some media should be able to be in that position to do that. And for government institutions, now some of us begin to know why when you go ask for certain information, they're not the give you. Particularly the Ministry of Fisheries. Particularly the Ministry of Fisheries. Can you just try and go use them and send people that they let them go ask for this particular information? How many registered fishing vessels are in Sierra Leone? They will give you all sorts of excuses. They will not tell you because maybe they were thinking that, oh, maybe somebody wants to mount an underground investigation when they know the names and the owners of these boats. So it's quite serious. And it's coming at a time that the deputy minister of that ministry has been relieved. And nobody knows why. My sources are telling me that they were not seen eye to eye with the minister. So could it be that the minister, one way or the other, well, I don't want to say allegedly or otherwise, knows something that many people don't know? We cannot tell. But the fact there is state institutions are being captured, and that is worrisome.
The big question is, what's in need for be done now? Because relieving people of their duties without explanation as to why you they relieve them, or mounting an investigation where perhaps go take forever without any findings or conclusion where go come public for let the people know say this action where have been take now the effect this or this investigation where we do now the outcome this where all of them they not only happen inside the past 1 to 2 years regarding issues we get for do with drugs. The big question is waiting for do as a nation, because this not only they affect the people and we involved directly, but every other citizen where perhaps they travel with salon passports, you get for rob the stain of other people where you not even benefit from. What needs to be done at this point?
We need the highest political will, and that begins with President Madabio. If President Madabio takes the strongest action, it's not about just relieving people, but subject them to investigation. And if they are guilty, send them to jail. Others will be scared. Let me not forget, you cannot entirely eradicate the drug trade, but you can minimize and suppress it. And that's what we are not seeing. So it takes the highest political will, and that should come from the president, his ministers, institutions like parliament and the judiciary and the other arms of government. It's concerted effort crowned by political willingness. Once we have that, journalists don't go afraid for do further investigation because you know there is not going to be any reprisal. Magistrates or judges are afraid for go give judgment because you know say you get a free hand. Or parliamentarians are not afraid for counsel on the floor of parliament and ask for an investigation because you know there is no political strings attached. So political willingness is what is needed because there is this perception that the drug trade in Sierra Leone is enjoying political protection. And that will only take political willingness to shatter. Hello? Maybe I'm not getting the question. The line don't go.
You did talk about political will. In your opinion, could it be, say, state institutions like the Sierra Leone police, for example, where don't say then they do investigation into this whole issue we get to do with Omar Sharif, where then they link to the world internationally as a drug baron? Is it because of political will make institutions like that go take forever for the investigation and not come out to the public? Because we all know say when the issues here can happen, whenever the president talk about issues we get for do with drugs, it go tell you say there is no hiding place for anybody, then go do investigations, but outcome no go there. Now political will they make police go investigate and not come back to the public and tell them waiting at the outcome?
Mabel, honestly, you know, sometimes the police will blame them. But that policeman get a family for good fee. If somebody they enjoy political backing, you know a policeman, you want to do your job, then you don't begin get calls from above. Will you not be scared? I think in this fight, the police then are the counter what they get. The big boys that they get it. And unfortunately, that need for be that need for be broken, because at the end of the day, no policeman, no magistrate or judge, not go for work, find one where you know say the person where he go after. it enjoy political backing. Nobody. So in as much as we will blame the police from wherever, let's blame the politicians more, especially our president, because if he speaks, everybody listens. So yes, the lack of political willingness and political concrete action, that's why we are seeing this lackluster response when it comes to the fight against drug in Sierra Leone.
With all the different article there, we don't come out, linking it to the cocaine, the 40 feet container where allegedly they say it worth 1 billion. And as of yesterday, the World Crime website published again now the website on the same investigation say this vessel been get some Dutch nationals where they don't overpower right now, and they even put out the video they show so now as a cutaway. They even put them on their websites arresting the individual there. With them people there where they now in custody. You think say then go able forget any way for identify exactly outside this vessel come up, because it is now authority then all man they deny say this vessel not come out from Sierra Leone, unlike waiting the Spanish media they report saying from Sierra Leone the vessel they load and go.
I mean that's a serious one as to the nexus between the Dutch individuals and Bolechos. I think the Spanish authorities need to establish that concretely, not just by suspicion, because you cannot say all Dutch people are drug barons because of Bolechos. No, but the fact that their nationality is Dutch, it means that even Holland themselves get their own problem. You know, I mean, what are they doing? Outcomes. So it speaks to the bigger problem. If Holland says, now we for curtail the problem as expected, now Spain there for can do and for there. Somebody will say, well, what post Sierra Leone can do? I think what post Sierra Leone can do is just to make sure that we build up with systems and mechanism for not only detect, because imagine now Sierra Leone for don't detect this. It probably don't be good news for the country that the country is seriously fighting. But this is not dictated by Sierra Leone. It's dictated by another government and another country. So what is that saying? It is saying that maybe Sierra Leone is complicit. And Sierra Leonean authorities have not been bold enough as at this morning to come out with statements, concrete statements saying that, oh, look at the manifest of ships that came in here. And investigations also on my own part as journalists, not only reach that level yet. Because it's a situation of the Spanish word versus whatever word we get for Canada. But would that go be the? I think maybe we need forget I verify.
You are where I say as a country we get record problems, right?
Of course. Well, Khadija, when you say we get record problem, from what we see as a researcher of late, not a record problem we get. We get a problem of people unwilling to provide record. Not the record, not the problem. Now the people there when they get the record, they're not willing to provide that. Let me give you a case study. My friend got lost in luggage at the airport. But because we take airport taxi, there was this logbook where they used to log where they left the airport. So when he left this bag, this guy is coming from Calabar. And I told him, I remember saying the log we now record. Let's go back to that book. And Khadija, you know what happened? We went back, we see the logbook, they track the private taxi, and they called the driver, and the driver came back and presented the luggage. What is this saying? It is saying that once records are there is no way Port Authority can tell Sierra Leone that they don't get record of all the ship that we can, all the ship that we left within the period of time. No. But the question there is Askiabio willing to answer questions, critical questions from critical journalists towards this end? So not a record problem we get. Now, unwillingness on some individuals to provide record is the problem we are having.
For analyze this scandal where they out there about Sierra Leone, especially the most recent one we get for do the seizure of a 40-feet container when they allege say it worth €1 billion, and then they link them to the drug fugitive when Belojos, where the Netherlands authority then believe say it be done they get state protection from Sierra Leone for the past 2 years and then believe say it's still then at the country according to publication where the Dutch media done they put out there. Well, today we discuss this issue, we bring out different analysts that they can give with their own perspective as we still wait for hearing from the security sector. As of now, they not put any publication or release out yet for give a clear picture as to also exactly this vessel come out, if not from Sierra Leone come out, waiting at the vessel number, the registration date and all of that. As of the reports that were out there, especially the Glenna newspaper, they don't publish say this vessel belong to a Sierra Leonean businessman we register with the Ministry of Fisheries. Well, we'll continue for make calls, ask questions. If they're willing, then go come and explain themselves. But we they use analysts this morning for continue for analyze the situation.
All right, and we continue with the breakfast show. They now welcome we guest, studio guest, Wena Mulku Sulaiman Bangura, and our international development, business development consultant. Good morning and welcome to the breakfast show.
Good morning, Mabel. Thanks for having me.
I guess you know new again to the conversation. Of course, this headlines with Sierra Leone they make again. My first question to you go be, what are we missing as a nation? Exactly the issues we get for do it, the drugs. Institutions and go investigate. We not go get outcome of investigations. It go take few months. Thing go low. Then we come up again at the headlines. All around the issues we get for do with drugs. What are we missing?
That's a good question, Mabel. I think as a nation, well, I will say as a government, the government they trivialize the fact that they are accountable to its people. And what I mean accountable to its people, I mean in the sense that whatever they happen when they put your name out there in a very bad light, in a very bad image, they owe it to the people for put corrective measures in place and can't tell you exactly what then they do for clean up the way things are. You know, the ripple effect of some of them bad image there and then things already happen, especially when you relate to this drug business, are the fact say individual Sierra Leoneans are basically experiencing the frustration, the embarrassment, the pain. Imagine now you fly for other country. Because you say you're not Sierra Leonean and you get Sierra Leonean passport, you'll be subjected to extra scrutiny. Then we'll ask you for strip and we'll strip search you. And we'll take you to a room, you know, undress you, you know, put you through inhuman, you know, experiences just because of you get the passport of the Sierra Leone of Sierra Leone. And the government's not their responsibility, the entire responsibility for ensuring say when things like this happen, make them conduct thorough investigation and make them come back to we and tell you say, oh, this is what we've found out and this is not true and this is exactly where we stand. And the worst part of all of this is, you know, then you say the truth is not sometimes or most of the time the truth not really necessary when the lie is more entertaining. In situation like this, right, this don't go so international, like every corner of the world now, because Reuters they publish the news, you go everywhere now, everybody knows say, oh, that was this vessel, and they say come on Sierra Leone. But I haven't seen any statements from any of the government authorities or any of the government and security forces coming out with a statement, a very strong statement, for deny these allegations, contest the Spanish government and say, provide evidence, because he who asserts must provide enough evidence for say, oh, this come from Sierra Leone, na the registration details this, na the transponder log this, now this standard and that, provide it, because allegations alone they put your name in the mud. We're not good for we country, so we not see that the government's not even well from within immediacy from Musa Asidona, because maybe they do some internal you know, conversations with the Spanish government, but from where I'm sitting I don't hear any communication established. So as far as I'm concerned, based on the question you ask me, this government they miss out on the fact that they owe the people of Sierra Leone an explanation. They owe the people of Sierra Leone for protect your image, and the president came to power, and it don't always justify the reason why they travel for clean Sierra Leone image. This is an example of doing that. You don't need for travel for do that. I think you just need for day or so ask the security forces for bring out a very strong statement, and provide and debunk all of this if this is not true.
Debunking all of this really happen, is it the solution? Because if you look at the sequence, them this same shipments now we don't go international again, where then they link to Salon Water. It been involved again in allegations of the abandoned vessel from Hamilton some time ago. And we all don't see how the sequence on they happen. People just go say, oh, wake one morning, we see this vessel, we don't know who that can lay farm. Salon police go say, oh, we don't go watch, we not see nothing there. Whether or not that's not true, that's not story for another day. But just coming out with public statements, that's not the solution to all of this issue with then sequence and they we don't happen, because even when the Salon police go say they don't go watch and not see, people go still question, say we not believe.
It's a good question. It's a good follow-up question, because actually the next part of this is, so the first part is, you try for like stabilize things, you try for communicate and bring statements. For the next side of this entire thing, I'll let people then pause for a bit and think about what's in all of this they expose. This they expose how weak we border security is. We border security, the naval, can you imagine we get one navy force? We can't point at a vessel where the Sierra Leone Army or Sierra Leone Naval Forces now we own, right? We know I know they see investment into intelligence, naval intelligence. I know they see investment, like proper investment into, buying vessels, paying these guys for go and monitor the sea and watch the sea. We open up to too much insecurities. Look, ONS published a report, I think last year or so, when they basically announced and then then actually reported too many border crossing infractions, right? We expose with borders, both land, air, and sea. I know some people go sit down and say, oh, possible let this soldier man know how things happen. No, currently right now, this country open to a lot of smuggling. A lot of things they can Sierra Leone when are through smuggling, right? I mean, this is no secret, because they get a lot of illegal things already kind inside. And it speaks to how much we border, especially the sea, exposed. Now, when you ask these people, we just see the boats and no can. Look, one boat in is it by Roy and beach? Apart from the one at Black Johnson, there's another one where they ride down by Lumley, just directly opposite chapter 1 there, alongside. All these are abandoned vessels. How them vessel they are they make to the seashore directly there? Nobody no see anybody. How they come, how they land there, God only knows. And we didn't know exactly what's going to happen afterwards. And it proved to we see, we're not secured. And one thing we will be afraid of. Now the fact say, if you look at what's going to happen at the Sahel right now, just recently in Mali, terrorists actually invaded Mali, then killed the defense minister, and you will see the increase of military activities in that Sahel region, of junta groups, of jihadist groups, of terrorist groups, terrorist cells. It exposes we as a nation. If anybody can come, put boats in our so we see and all over to the left would not just assertions. All of what to the left would not story. Nobody know they tell you anything concrete. So the security forces, the military wing, the naval forces, I think the government need for really commit for protect we. Because waiting this to tell we now, it means say maybe me you too not protected. We are not protected. If anything can happen at this country, we're exposed entirely, because the government, then they tell you, then they come back through the forces, the police now, the naval wing, the military forces through the naval. Then they can't tell you anything concrete. Then they give you anything since you guys are secured. You be rest assured that this country, land, air, and sea, you are protected. Me, I'm not protected. I'm afraid. Say anything can happen to me. That is the bigger conversation, and that is where we should be taking this conversation to. We are too open. We are too insecure. We borders are too porous.
But again, before they come out with any statements, normally, like you said, they do investigation.
Yeah.
You know, things in that's what they do now.
Well, usually, and most of the time, we know they see any follow up to these investigations. We know they get closure, and every time we know they get closure, they just put them in the air, and things they happen so fast in the world. A quick follow will forget. A quick follow will just compartmentalize a particular event will happen and move on to the next. And once we don't move on to the next, we can tend to forget and for questioning them people here, so let them come back to it. The police and all the anti-corruption and all these guys that do their investigation, then they come back to it and can say, oh, here is an update as to what will happen XYZ. Here is an update as to which will be the conductor investigation, blah blah blah. They don't come back to us because nobody asked them, and instead not even care for come back to it and talk to you about it. And so I feel like back to the first question we were asking, the government should be and must be obligated for the update the people of Sierra Leone about these things. This investigation isn't supposed to go on forever and ever. I mean, it's supposed to come back to it and give you updates as to how far. Then they do press briefings almost every week. And with these things slips through the cracks, then they get back to it on Andy. So it's a problem. It's a perennial problem for this country.
All right, Marco, we'll come back to you. Lot just join now Alpha Bar. We don't join we again. Now the virtual link. And in a one person we don't comment for a very long time on this particular issue, and also they comment on other social issues them. Good morning, Alpha.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, viewers.
All right. This morning we analyze the international media on waiting then done the reports about Sierra Leone recently we get for do with drugs. The most recent one it gets for do with the seizure of a 40-feet container where then reports say the consignment where they inside is worth over €1 billion, and then they link them to Belojos where the Dutch government believes say is still they enjoy state protection from Sierra Leone. Then we don't ask the Sierra Leone government for release some to them, but up till now that's not happening yet. And yesterday you write now you social say in this case of collusion or convenience, you ask a question to institution them we suppose for investigate. And you also the question say 6 days as of yesterday from where the Spanish seize this particular cocaine and then they link to Freetown. You worried say nothing accommodates from the state's authority them we suppose for provide answers when it comes to security.
Yes, you're rather unfortunate. For say, since where this event happened off the shores of the Western Sahara, because actually not to Salon waters now international waters they arrest these boats and a fishing boat, not to container. So the fishing boats under the boat they lay the pallet of cocaine, then the 40 ton we worth over close to 1 billion the street price. So since then we not get no comments, no information from government. Over 10,000 news outlets globally report this particular incident. Then Salon where they mentioned saying that they the boat originates and the company where own the boats that Saloni Day. No, the government don't make no comments, neither the state authorities, nobody don't make no comments. Then just left them so people in the make insinuations. It just shows it seems like a matter of a collusion or they're very much complicit. Because how you country go be mentioned in such a scandal, a monumental scandal of a global tune, what the one whole world worried about. Sky News, Naya, BBC, over 10,000 news outlets mentioned this. Okay, now a fast moving investigation. What you not go do as an authority? We don't learn about this incident na Spain, where they mention Salon. However, we say not get much details, but we dey investigate and go inform the public in due course. Then are so government or country we accountable to its citizens. They always respect the citizens they behave. All Salomon, everyone in the world worried. Oh, now we country they mention. So we friends and they ask me, what's going on in Sierra Leone? What's happening in Sierra Leone? Simple as it is. Nobody not expects a government going to wait happen at Spain. But just tell the public, say, we see these news reports. We they serve the followed news report, we they investigate. At this stage, Glenna newspaper, when I registered news magazine at Salon, don't mention somebody and some company. Arrest this individual at this stage. Arrest people who are connected to our office. For let them not tamper with evidences. But by the look of things, it shows a clear case of collusion and connivance from the government, which is totally unacceptable. We citizens are not going to allow Salon for become recognized, state-sponsored or state-accepted transit for drugs. some of these activities can happen where government no go know. Because then here they come out South America, then they kind of international waters, offshore, do their transshipment. Some of them boats the way they bring it here, then they offshore. They don't need for dock or any ports. Then they offshore, change them, transfer some of them materials here, then cooking here to other boats them, where they carry them go other side. The lucrative market for this now Europe and America. Now the source when South America for the 1 kilo you go get them for $2,000 or less. Where you reach now places like Africa, you go get them for 7,000 or less. Where you reach now Europe or America, not less than 35,000. So now a very lucrative trade where even the American government, European government, they struggle for attend to. But the effort where they make, the arrest where they make people arrest, I should say, then they try for fetch them people here. Because the implications are so many. All I see Melvin and Mr. Mulkolman don't mention some of the risk and issues that were associated with this trade. Less the violence. There's a whole lot of violence we attached to this trade. You get drug lords then at the source. We no say this particular region a place where easy for low do transition, low do transshipment. Then they fight for control of their region and the life then they go. It turn like now whole war. We don't see that it don't happen over and over. Recently there was an incident where in a brother of mine, a colleague, a friend, a brother who all grew up with him, Alusai Koma, Boke in a company of another gentleman where they call Alan, where disappear. Since October, where then disappear. Till now, police don't ever make mention of them. Disappearance where all my right on social media, nobody don't even need for report to police. Police they see this information around, police for try for probe. And those two of our citizens and they were not missing. No, no, nothing happen. But they don't care. So citizens they get right for feel say this government they aid and abet some of their activities and the way they go on. Look at the diplomatic seizure in Guinea. Diplomatic government motocar with cocaine. Arrest individual. How the investigation on pan out? How they inform the public adequately? Who did they ever arrest Nasalo regarding that drug transaction? It's totally unacceptable. They are wealthy. They are powerful. Then they go after anybody where one stand in the way. But me they tell the government that say most salon people them not happy with waiting they go on. Very few people go benefit from the trade. They go become rich, but the vast majority of the nation go suffer. Future generations go suffer. The country image not go be it will get irreparable damage. Recently, a friend of mine where I know the transit from Cambodia, Phnom Penh to mainland China. Then delay na Cambodia, you get for buy another ticket. Simply because na salon passport they carry. They announce the name, then singular out. It's scared the panic, then delay and say missing flight because na salon passport they carry. So this are the challenges where the ordinary Sierra Leonean get for the face. This is not a partisan thing because Salon don't become a transshipment hub forever. During APC, now the only problem now it don't plenty. Now it seems as if they get free hand for do whatever they are doing. But that's when we don't happen from the one. And some of the challenges they will get now with geographic location, when a natural phenomena. Usa Ude, now a very much ideal place for them people only for do them businesses them. Also, we country located. They not even need for dock na any ports. You go realize a lot of activities they go around there, small jetty them, seaports them, people they acquire they want to because now lucrative thing. Boats go come out somewhere, just can dock. Almost Navy will get police that wide Atlantic Ocean the way connect to Sierra Leone. You know, it's so sad and unacceptable, but still we want the government acts.
Like you say, it's nearly a week now where this latest headlines Salondo make regarding the issue we get for do with cocaine. And up till now, we not get any official information yet from the government or state institutions them we suppose for investigate. Could this be deliberate from them path? Or like how you say, this involves a lot of things, or is it a fear factor where they kick in? Because when you look at the issue we got for do with cocaine, like you say, now people can be very powerful. People refer to them say they're powerful and get connection and get links. Could it be that fear factor they on a deliberate act from the state institutions? They are not informing the public first. Say we don't hear you say they don't catch this way linked to Salon we they investigate.
When I incompetence on the part of the police. Clearly, for the government, it will rely on the other bodies them for information, for adequately address the cabinet, for pick a position. But from the police, now incompetence. The police can likely say We already say this Spanish issue connect to Salone. We dey investigate, but we go inform the public in due course. Then they respect. Say they and they work in the interest of the people. But now incompetence or connivance,
Alpha.
one of the two.
Now this same police don't take over a year they investigate Omar Sharif. Up till now, whenever the media ask, then go tell you say then they still investigate. Or they not even answer call or text messages for know how far they don't go with the investigation or for determine whether or not they don't get an outcome.
Well, I go say that incompetence again. Because the Umar Sharif issue, now one way very much complicated. Salon no get extradition treaty with Netherlands. So, it not compel on Salon for just extradite Umar Sharif. Umar Sharif in human rights for be respected. Devoid of the fact that all also the bottom. Then get this na illegal matter. You get for go to court, file an extradition treaty where I guess the Dutch authority don't do. Umar Sharif or whoever get for defend himself in a court. If the court see say Umar Sharif need for be extradited, then go extradite him. If they feel say they need for grant asylum na Salon, they can grant asylum na Salon. This is a legal matter. I just base this on what is supposed to be the ideal case. The Netherlands authority may not refuse for extradite a Polish drug lord at some point. They say if they extradite her to Poland, in human rights could be violated. This Dutch way they request for Umar Sharif today. But what's in the problem we will get? Why state authorities not they inform people adequately then they do the right thing? That are my problem when myself get. The question we ask me, to be honest, Mabel, myself get serious concerns over waiting at the gap in information. What is going on regarding adequately informing the people? Waiting at the problem with accountability. When you ask, people are vex. When you talk, them from the other way. But this is a country. How one govern we self? How one run the country? Where is the best practice? Where is the decency?
Investigate the issues there. We don't hear the police where the issue of Umar Sharif begin. The Inspector General of Police come out and say, then they set up a committee for investigate. At this point, setting up a committee go able for reveal the truth about this particular vessel where then they link to Freetown.
If this vehicle linked to Freetown, the Spanish authority then a partner to Salon. Spain and Salon are partner in global governance, right? They don't see the cocaine inside. If this vessel will register as Salon, arrest the owner of the company, go to the office, confiscate the materials, investigate and see if that company they link towards what is happening, or maybe the vehicle may they out na sea. Now they the people within at the sea put something they can go other side. Because it not necessarily means say this vehicle for dock na Salon they can't load. No, they offshore. Most of these activities are happening offshore. So the Navy itself gets a great role for play. Because you they offshore, if they come out South America, then get submarine where they bring from event here. Submarine were very sophisticated. As how powerful America be, cocaine still go America from from South America, from Latin America. Then they get tunnel from Mexico where they go direct inside America. They're very sophisticated. So what you just need na transparency and accountability. If the state authorities seem to be accountable, the population are ready for work with government, give them adequate information. But by the look of things, Youssef go attest to the fact say they are not being accountable or they don't respect the population of Sierra Leone, they don't respect citizens. Just this demigod notion of politics that's alone, where they worship political leaders rather than hold them accountable. Now, the destruction where them inability or lack of competence don't create na salon, generations yet unborn go for pay the price. Most people, for saying a salon come out, somebody go look me somewhere. This now then they sell drugs. You hold salon passport, they will delay you. Shipment to salon get for delay. Then go scatter all them container, then they check what's inside. Somebody they wait for a product na salon, they get for delayed. Because of all here, it reduce the quality of life. So what you get government for?
In own analysis, like we said this morning, we just want for a different voices for let them give you their own analysis. We know you're nothing it from the authority them, but that no means say as a media we'll not go discuss some of the issues that with the international media don't they put out there. For it from the news of taking some of them thing there, so from Freetown water for going out of country them. even the one day where they cover them, because last week I see again outside the drug law enforcement agency say they go destroy large amounts of kush and other substance them where them believe say people they bring na Sierra Leone. So it clearly shows now that it come out and it come. At this point, you believe say you are worried because you believe say the state's not able to protect you. And this whole thing, President we don't declare as emergency, especially the kush. Waiting citizen for expect from President Bio now. Alpha the question in silence. Government officials them why then silence on this. Waiting una they expect from government.
Yeah, well, it's a good question. First of all, I want to say I agree with almost everything within Alpha the state say. It in line with within my thoughts around this entire situation. Be like, so something kind of in mind before I answer a question. When we hear about this just Lyticus, right? When they spot him in the role of the first family na bond. I think a few days after the international community catch that whole thing then. One thing a lot of people know they really think about now the paternal side of President Bill. Joss is actually allegedly in relationship with the president's daughter, right? Allegedly. Do you know the position where that whole thing they put the president in? First of all, the president get for already cap of a father to the Pekin, allegedly. He will get for be very disappointed at him Pekin. Say, boy, Yusuf, how you go fall for a drug kingpin? You not do background check? What kind of embarrassment you don't put me into? Which position you don't put me into? How can we resolve this big issue? This is a global mess for me. So he's going to be very frustrated with his daughter. I mean, there are pictures of them all over social media, right? It's a tough position. This is it's a decision, it's a position which no parents want for me. But these are some of the things that parents and they go through with them picking them. Picking them where they raise them picking them well, but they go and make wrong decisions and poor decisions. So allegedly, Joss is in bed with the president's daughter. And one thing about justice, these drug kingpins, they're very strategic. Then they target specific people of power. It's part of their MO, right? Then they target specific people of power. It's everything about them is strategically carried out. And they know exactly which she was a target from the onset. And from which I see from Musa Asidom, it gets her right. Okay, so it put the president in a very impossible position. Now the president have to make a choice, choose between protecting his family or protecting the nation as a whole. Choose between exposing his family or exposing the nation as a whole. And so the president is playing a very fine line in this entire situation. And me, I understand, because if you didn't also listen to me now, if you were in that position, you would do the same. You would play a fine line. And so coming to me and asking that question and say, what I'd expect the president to do, he has to keep playing that fine line. However, again, Boku picking them. Over 8 million picking them aside from the one when I own biological daughter. I think he also need for protect we as a nation. There is something he can do for protect we all in this entire thing. And that is what he has to do. I call on the president that he has to really ask his security agencies, the people who are in charge, the duty bearers, for do the right thing. And also challenge the Spanish government. Because from always I see, it's just allegations. It's just alleged. Even the articles that all say alleged. Because when they check that vessel, according to the Spanish authority, they say come off from Sierra Leone. But at no point the vessel berthed in Sierra Leone. You know, berthed now with Wataki. Because before I go on air yesterday, I had to do the right thing. Call the authorities. I will get the Director General of Sierra Leone Port Authority, Yankuba. And Yankuba confirmed to me he was not in country at the time because I have to do my due diligence, right? I don't just come and say things there without any evidence. And I did my due diligence, and he confirmed to me he was not around. And when he came, based on the investigation, we don't begin to that vessel not berthed in Sierra Leone, right? And if the vessel they on international waters within this coastal line, it not necessarily means in a Salonico, right? So they need for provide evidence. If the Spanish authority confirm, then sure, say yes, this vessel Komoya, una provide the evidence, una provide the logs, una provide that, una make it clear, say yes, it come on our country, these are the evidences and these are the facts. Una count na you now, and then we meet at a point. The president had need for really reach out to the Maritime Association, meet the police, meet the military wing, and ask them Ministry of Information for go, ONS for even reach out to them people and so say, okay, now let's sit on the table, let's do this. Una count na evidence, we set count to evidence and see where this is going, because this is not good for the country as a whole. They need to come out and make a statement. This we didn't do and so we don't hang in the air. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for your image. It's not good at all for your image. This it's not good for. It's not need for hang in the air. They need for really address them, and they need for address them strongly for clean up your image, or else we, the 8 million Sierra Leoneans, now we get to feel the impact the most.
How all of waiting you say so will aid the whole image of Salona with the international linking it with Sawe plenty people on the same facts na hub now or na just passage like how you say the borders them porous be it sea or land, but people coming out and talk. For example, you'd ask let them bring manifest, let them bring informations no more. Let the public really determine now whether this na lie or not true based on all the informations and allegations. If this happen, how it go clean all of this way they gone so?
Yeah, it'll clean up because the Spanish authority now will be obligated for update on air. I see them do away over 10,000 publications come out and publish the same way they for force them and then bring out the facts now. Say, oh, okay, yes, this vessel might have used the transshipment route in the Atlantic. Right, not necessarily not come off from Sierra Leone. Eventually, it will actually vindicate we as a nation. We need that. It will clean up the image. If that is not done, I am telling you, this is not going to augur well for Sierra Leoneans. It's not going to augur well for this nation as a whole, and it's not good. However, somebody else go sit down and say, I mean, the way you look at the drug empire. You know, I mean, a lot of people they never hate me for this. I mean, I get a lot of backlash for what I about for it, but it's a wild take, but it's a fact. We all know, say, drugs comes from South America. When you look at countries like, first of all, countries like Peru, Bolivia, outside Colombia, outside all and drugs come up North America. You look at Mexico, same thing. Now Mexico is run by cartels. I mean, the Sinaloa cartel is reported to be the largest cartel in the world. They produce the highest amount of cocaine. Mexico is basically a drug. It's like it's the president. The whole country as a whole is run by drug gangs and it's labeled drugs. But its citizens are actually, they are moving anywhere around the world. Then they do business with America. They do business with everywhere around the world. So, does it really matter if they label you as a drug nation? Because they did the same thing like Guinea-Bissau. They did the same thing like Guinea. They did the same thing. They labeled almost even Mali. Because all of these countries I list to, they found drugs in these countries. In fact, the largest shipment ever intercepted was in Liberia last year, right? And they labeled Liberia a drug shipment route. Cool. So the question, somebody goes in to ask the question, does it really matter for let they label you as a drug country? Because the Colombian can come in this country now, they don't oversearch them. Neither a Colombian, they go inside the US now, they don't oversearch them. Right? So that it begs that question, Lee. So does it really matter?
But again, in all of this, is it possible for Sierra Leone able to go free from this? Taking into consideration, in as much as the state-owned institution, they not come out here to the public, but different individuals, when they do their own research based on the information where the public so far. The ship itself, whether I had and load them or not, but it's been owned based on information with the public now by a Sierra Leonean, where this same company in question, they may don't link again to that abandoned vessel let them be see na Hamilton. Then at that time the company itself been pull notice say they not get hands say. But is it possible let Sierra Leone go free where the ownership of the vessel na Sierra Leonean? Is it possible? Whether I had then load or not, we are yet to clarify that. But the ownership itself, they don't link to the company where the office then na Juba.
I know. I see that report today. and that report is still also yet to be proven because they need for provide enough evidence for proof say yes na that Monday na own that vessel dey. Because we have to be careful because I see a lot of people in they approach this thing with a lot of emotions. They want waiting they don't see. They need to even read the fine line, neither the fine print. And you have to be careful what you say. Because if you can't name somebody in name now, you're not getting any evidence, you can be sued for defamation. Freedom of speech is free, but the consequences are not free. And so you get to be careful what you say. And here, this is me sitting down and say, okay, I don't see that report today, but the report has to be backed by proof, by evidence for saying, yes, this man or this company now actually get this vessel. Because from the Spanish authority, their own investigation and their own report, everything and put out there and said the vessel was registered in Comoros. Not also I don't know. In Comoros, that they the vessel, now they register the vessel. Okay. And see, most of them vessels are where they apply the sea. Right? Then get what's in called AIS systems, basically transponders. And these transponders actually now they able make they able track them at the international waters, and also then get GPS tracking. So all this now for just help for let them track. Because if there's a website actually where you go, where you click that website, I've forgotten the name now. You just see every vessel in this world. You just see the all them pathway. Even the way they currently at the Strait of Hormuz, you just see them, right? But waiting illegal people can do, then they turn off these transponders conveniently when they want to do the illegal activities. So they're not able to track their location at a specific time. When now the local maritime and navy can coincide for able to track down these people with a ton of transponders. So for answer your question, it will definitely help this country if we're able to prove say yes, that particular vessel and based on all the reports we see now, as at this morning, we glean our reports, glean our newspaper they present. If it proves say this man not to actually not register on in company, then it will help we. But if he register under a name, a register in company, then the government need for actually investigate this man. The anti-corruption commission need for step in and investigate this man. How he able for register such a vessel and how it able use international waters for ship cocaine, large sums of cocaine over to Europe, and we therefore even go further and ask Interpol, right? Who do they buy this cocaine? Who do they receive this cocaine? Which port say they dock? Who are they involved in this whole crime? What they call? Because that's the only way we can deal with this thing. Because if you keep just cutting the foot, and arresting the foot soldiers, and then you left the head, they go back. I mean, we just the cover bandage, in this whole thing. If you really want to deal with this whole situation, let them go to the source. So now that's how you ask. So for me, I see this whole thing, and I said this yesterday. There's so much hypocrisy going on with this whole drug fight. It's mind-boggling to me that the hypocrisy is louder than the actual truth. If you really want to deal with the drug, deal with the source. Cut the head and then that's it. Decapitation strategy. The hypocrisy day on the fact that the Spanish authority not worry about where the drugs come out. Where it originates from. We know they make drugs in Sierra Leone. I mean, we not get that expertise for make that amount of drugs. I know say some man go argue say they make kush now. So yes, but you need to compare kush and cocaine. That's different, right? Where this drug come out? That should be the conversation. Who side them make them? Who side them load them? Who side take it can when they use this report? That should be the conversation. If they really want to handle this thing, I expect all my way they way up in arms now for focus on that. Now, let me mention something quickly. Yeah, after 9/11, right, when they bombed the World Trade Center, the U.S. government, they institute what they call the Patriot Act. Now that Patriot Act, they amend them in 2006. Now, if you check that that particular amendment, see, if you go to the penal code now, the code now 21 U.S. Code 96A, it empowered the DEA of the United States, right, for it give an extraterritorial jurisdiction for go at any country where they realize say then they into drugs, then they generate drugs, for go and shut down that entire drug, that gang cartel, and then they arrest the head them and then bring them to justice. Now this particular code, now Trump used for go arrest Maduro and Venezuela. Say Maduro, Venezuela actually the propagate drugs, that drug baron. Now, if they're really serious about dealing drugs, why would they see the same operation in Mexico? Why would not they see the same operation in Bolivia? Why would not they see the same operation in Peru? Fentanyl, one of the most deadliest chemical in the world, comes from China. It is globally known that China now then they make fentanyl, and all the cocaine we come across that this country also gets a fentanyl because the fentanyl they increase the potency of the cocaine, and fentanyl is one of the deadliest chemical. You take fentanyl, a quick follow you overdose, it shuts down your heart immediately, instantly. That is why they get people that die in this country, young people especially, die from heart attack. Why they know we're going to China? Shuts down the operation of the product and the production of fentanyl. If they're really serious about dealing with drugs. So it's like they're sitting down conveniently, pointing fingers at smaller nations and arresting them and making us looking like we are the bad people. But the highest consumption of drugs is in Europe right now. They are the place where the consumer don't increase dramatically. There are operations that they do now. Places like Germany. In Germany, where they arrest over 35.5 tons of cocaine. Right? Now, in Germany, they call on the Operation Plexus. In Spain, over 20 million euros of cocaine was found there. In fact, Alpha mentioned that they arrest an unmanned submarine. You understand what I mean? Unmanned submarine is one of the most sophisticated form of transportation in the world right now. A submarine will not get nobody there. It transport cocaine across that Spain. They arrest them, but they don't see anybody. Why are you focusing on the transportation? Why you not focus on the production? Why you not make so much noise about who's it come from and nip it in the bud, decapitate the entire production, and then that's the end of it. So for me, it's hypocritical. That is why they call hypocrisy in all of this. And in addition, last one, finally, I remember Islam mentioned this. Bolijos. They say na cocaine drug lord. In fact, the European he was labeled as Europe most wanted. You know how much they put for her as Arden Collar? $200,000. Bolly just is worth millions of dollars. That man is a drug big one. You don't go put $200,000 as bounty on the head for kitchen. He can buy you, they give you kitchen 200,000, right? They give you $5 million, $10 million. If you really mean serious about capturing Bolly Jost, put $10 million bounty on his head. Then you will capture him. So it's hypocritical that then they say all of this and then they point to nations like a Wisrael will make you not look so bad. And we back with Sidon, we follow and sit on our legs, we are allowed that the pains we so badly and not doing anything about it. For me, so I don't call on the international hypocrisy. I also call on WISEF. I think we owe it to ourselves to protect ourselves. And Sierra Leone, we are not doing enough. The government is not doing enough at any point in time for protect we. They don't slack in that responsibility there, and I blame them entirely. And we look bad in the international world. So for me, where I stand now, the government, the president, they really need for stand up and make we look good. President, you get 8 million Pekin, including the Pekin. Please, challenge the Spanish authority about this entire thing. Make them come and let them clear we name in this thing, because this whole operation is bigger than just transportation. Let we not can touch the bad name for this entire thing.
All right, now we bring in Alpha. Alpha, we don't listen to Mulku. In belief say President Bio and other authority them suppose for come out and challenge Spain, where then they publish say this consignment where they seize na Spain, it get linked to Freetown. For Mulku, we believe say the presidents for come out and challenge the Spanish authority them for give evidence and let them work together for mount an investigation.
Well, the president don't need for challenge. It just need for compliment the role of the Spanish authorities, because Salon na part of the global governance, na part of the global ecosystem. Every nation get role for play for stop bad things them from happening. You know, what is Salon need for do now at this stage? The ship now a Comoros flagged ship, the boats. But the boats owned by a Sierra Leone registered company. When them say somebody did a salon and get that boat today where they catch that cocaine inside. And at this stage, now the owner of the product and parts and particles of everything where inside the boats because I ain't get the boats. It's just like you motor car where you hire from somebody where you dey use, then get things there inside. You don't get them. Now you at that point until it prove otherwise. So what is Salon need for do at this stage? Police need for release statement say they are aware of this information, then they investigate. Now, newspaper don't give newspaper na a whistleblower. Glenn and newspaper get registered na Salon, widely read. They contribute towards the aggregate of public opinion out there. Today, as you put information regarding this issue na Salon, na any search engine, it go mention wetin Glenn and the newspaper don't post. So which means that authority at this stage, you go collaborate with them, arrest the owner of this company where don't get this global scandal. Because what happened so not just Salon effect, na a global scandal. Because the boat me they head for Benghazi in Libya. But again, they feel say the boats don't mean really want for go dock na Benghazi, me want for go there halfway and try for distribute this drug, make it in Europe because the intended targets na Europe. Now the Spanish authority then concern. So if me brother Molko they say for challenge the authority, then it seems as if at first glance, na lie they lie pa we. We're not to lie, they don't lie pa we. This is not the first them. Somebody they want know, somebody they were Mulku know where they serve prisons now, where they serve prison in Guinea for cocaine trans movement from Salon. Maybe you might not aware, but these things are happening. Sierra Leoneans, then the most country in the world now prison for cocaine transportation. So which means the transshipment, Salon as a hub for transshipment for onward delivery to Europe is happening in real time. Nobody no lie pa we. If we say that lie pa we, if we try for trivialize this thing, we're not going to solve them. And we need to solve this for future generations. We need to solve this for we security, for we image, for we love for Salon. We need to get this solved. In as much as America safe not able to solve cocaine problem or drugs problem, but in the try. The last institution where for seem as if then they complicit or connive now the government or state security, police. And at this stage, without any information from them, what did anybody want for say? Nobody not in Salon aware of this news. Small picking self na the village aware of this news. Then yet the police no able do nothing. Police get media and communication team. We are aware of Salon implicated in a transshipment of cocaine shipments na Spain. We not get much details, but however we dey investigate. This morning, for that, he said they don't arrest the owner of that company. All my way they okay because they need for arrest them for letting them not tamper with evidences. But 6 days don't pass. Hey, but that person they go get any evidence na in company again, warehouse or waiting. No, all thing not done. So if anybody tell you say there is a collusion and connivance from state authorities or powerful people within state institutions, it's clear. It might be say the president are aware. It might be say the government are aware. It might be say this is not a government policy. But influential people and within the state's architecture, they're aware and then they collude and connive with these people. Look, the former minister, Melvin mentioned of the former state, I think, immigration or whoever, where then give locks, card, and what hundreds of thousands of dollars. Who they give person anything for nothing? But waiting come out of a nothing. This government are the worst government when it comes to the level of complacency or incompetence. Because I know one believe say, nothing where they really need to do. Me feel say a level of incompetence really there at play. Because if you want lie safe, you go lie, we go reduce the shame. Somebody don't say you can't get involved in this. We release a statement. We not get full details at this stage, but we are investigating. Then they self don't show say you will be accountable to the people. Then don't show say you provide a responsible governance. But with this kind of level of overt silence, it's just so funny to a point wherein all man they say now, then are part and parcel of what is going on. And everybody get right for insinuate such.
Are we making progress as a nation with all the resources? We don't go into cleaning the image of the country. For over 8 years, we don't hear the president they say the reason why it fly all the time now for go out there, go clean the image of the country and bring some reward back to the people of Sierra Leone. But we then kind of incidents here where they happen. 2-3 months, we go low, then we come up again for the wrong reasons. Are we making progress towards cleaning the image of the country?
We are not. We are not. For now, every global organization or indices we get for do with narcotics label Salon as a hotspot for cocaine transshipment from South America. How or when we feel say that they go whip the next decade they get for the day, no matter what happen. So at the end of the day, efforts them from government, serious efforts. Almost people in that jail for the one in a kush, almost in a jail. Now there's small but they get small kush in a rap and then they arrest. The real people the way they do kush, Salon people all sort of information in the public domain. But nothing not happen. So it just shows I don't know if now the plenty young people only at the government. We feel for a long time we don't demonize their old part them ageism. Say they need try, but this particular group of young people, it seems as if they're not fit for purpose when it comes to governance. Because I don't know what to tell President Bill. President Bill, not a young man, not a young man, but not too young to a point for no certain things where they happen. But these people where they are around that they are aware. These that they get friends the way they deal in some of these things. Then they hang out with them people and they sit in a public and all of those things. Therefore, I devise this man adequately. But I think all what they say and lie in the life now. If they tell us say salon they make progress, part in the life you if you watch this, then they lie, they know they talk true. We are not making any progress. Internationally, now we name not good. The few people where they do bad things, where they make money, then they make progress. We get three economy. The individual economy, the government economy, and salon economy. Salon economy now you do well. Government officials, their friends, and individuals, the way they pan bad things, they are doing extremely well. So let somebody not mistake say because them people and the other segments and they are progressing, then the country they progress. No, the nation they progress around the world from Dubai to Guinea to Turkey to Morocco. Salon young people in the prison for this drug movement. Plenty. Then they all over the place. They scatter. So we are not making any progress. If I for answer your question.
What do you think say need for be done, especially from a president who believes say in they travel all over the world for rebrand the image of the country and also restore investor the confidence for come and do business in Sierra Leone?
Well, instead of he set up a new anti-terrorist or state protection force, I think you need for dismiss the entire police hierarchy. From Toku now, police boss, so the entire police hierarchy has been compromised. From Kush days, they have been compromised. The information within the public domain is plenty. You never go search somebody else, you inform them earlier than you go that you go. So what you intend for do? So there's a lot where don't happen. There's a lot. The president, na former military man, many a times, I strongly want for belief say, it not aligned with a lot of things where they happen. But in level of belief around people that we trust and trust authority to, I think he really they misled them. Then in source of information regarding what happened at the country, I think a very much non-existent. Because if you get people that they inform you, where they tell you what's going on at the country, I feel say you were able because you want for I feel say it go one for left a legacy. You don't want for go with left power saying that this man can make this country turn to Colombia, which is not a good name for him. And then go tell us saying a lie. I don't want to like you. No, they don't want to like yourself can help you. If they criticize you, you check yourself, conduct an introspection into yourself and realize say these things are things we need for correct. When you correct, and then go don't help you. Then we don't like you. Not all man go like you. But if Zainab Sheriff they prison for comments they will make, then the owner of one old ship will get world record cocaine. Up to this point, they don't arrest them. It just shows say the government are serious.
The government miss from the time where the international media, especially the Dutch media, pick up say Bello Jos Day na Sierra Leone from the video na a New Year church service where pop up na the media where the Dutch pick up say na that person they look for a day Sierra Leone on a give this person they can serve in jail time to now. Also if you say government miss some way make continuously Sierra Leone day na the spotlight relating to drug scandal.
Well, government for don't do waiting right. As a government, Dutch authority na a sovereign state. Salon na a sovereign state. They're not getting right for instruct Salon as to waiting at the action way Salon for take regarding Josh. Josh not commit no crime na Salon, we me aware of, or we in a public domain. Then say na Dutch, then convict na Netherlands. This man, they don't apply, we not get extradition treaty. If we get extradition treaty, automatically, Dutch therefore activate that clause they say, where we agree say, where somebody I need somebody go send them. But we not get them with Netherlands. If them be there, I adequately inform the public and then take steps them, stringent steps them, then if I seem like they're serious about what is going on, let this man go court, let go defend himself as to why they're not for send and go Netherlands. If the court satisfies say much reasons they're not for send and go Netherlands, they can grant asylum. No, just follow the rules. No, follow the law. No, follow the rules. Salon a constitutional state where with democracy, na a lawful democracy, wherein every clause, every law and constitutional provision they for attend to some of them situation here. Let the man go court, defend himself. If the court feels say the man need for be extradited, let the extradite him. But for where the man go, they see an a church, see around the corridors of the president. At the end of the day, what they will say? They will say this man they work with the president. You see? Now that all man go say the president they protect them, and that's the Spanish authority say just they get local protection, which is so correct. You know, if you look at the way things are happening.
Bello just if not to say it is Sierra Leone.
Come again.
I mean, they ask say if you convince say if Bello just de Sierra Leone as the Dutch media they report, if it then at the country, it they under state protection, it they enjoy protection from the government.
Well, I'm not gonna say because I not get information regarding that. I'm not gonna say, but the justice minister may not mention say there's a legal matter where they gone. So which means it is alone. But if you don't under state protection, I don't know whether the state they protect them or defend them. I can't tell at this stage. You know, I can't tell. I not get that information there, Khadija.
You are a Sierra Leonean, but you're so connected to home in as much as you they live na the diaspora. You don't they follow these issues. You don't they write about them. Now you socials. How do we move from here as a country?
Well, the only way we me feel say we go move on. Now when the government realize say they're a servant of the people, they're ready for provide an accountable leadership. You get for be accountable to the people that we serve. Now, what's in the happen now? Plenty journalists, civil society organizations, all manner eye, then they afraid for talk. Because when they talk, people know where they go after them. Whether the police go invite them. So without stable governance, you're not going to progress. The voice of the people, them, now the will and wishes of the people. But if you say you want to stifle them, you're not going to govern.
Will you join me this morning for give you your opinion on these issues what they discuss this morning? We get for do with the alleged drug where the Spanish government say then seize 40 feet were worth about 1 billion euro according to reports na the Spanish media. Well, this morning we just try for analyze the issue. Not yet officially from the security authorities na Sierra Leone, but we dey analyze some of the things then where they out there na the international media. We don't talk to Melvin Tijan Mansaye, when I colleague journalist. Don't talk to Alpha Bawe himself na a social media commentator, and also don't they comment on series of issues we get for do with Sierra Leone. Quickly, Mulko, I ask Alpha the same question. I'll ask you back the same question before we left you. How do we move from here as a country?
Yeah, okay, thank you. I just want to clear small before I go to the for answer your question with the Alpha say. What I mean challenge the Spanish authority. I mean say if Spanish authority don't basically said all of this in international media, we young government self need for come up with their own evidence and say okay no this not only I come on that I mean by challenge. Challenging means say now they are certain, so they need for provide evidence if they are sat. And from my own point of view, we self need for provide evidence for proof say not to yeah actually registered. And so where do we move on from this? For this this kind of like connects to your question. Where do we move on? Well, I want to see based on the recent updates of the recent publication by Gleaner. This is a big accusations. I want to see governments then launch an investigation, thorough investigation on this company, this pursuing company. I want to let them really come back to the people of Sierra Leone. They update we every at least every week, weekly, how the investigations they go on. And I want to see the Sierra Leone government reach out to the Spanish government and ask them for let them provide the evidence if they don't get. And through the Interpol, they coordinate and collaborate for really investigate this matter. And like I say, this pattern not only for being investigated locally, it has to be investigated internationally. And we need to know exactly who side is cooking. We need to taste the cooking from the source. Because I am very certain, say, that cooking, they not we make and not make na Sierra Leone. So let them taste some from the source. If they're able to taste some from the source, then able forget a list of whomever are involved, even na Sierra Leone, take the transship and go to Europe. So they will capture that whole entire network there. Take to Europe, then at least we know say they mean serious about this entire thing. But the government of Sierra Leone need for really show we say them then committed for let them do this. They have to at this point in time. The president need for put pressure on them because this is not good for we if this continue like this.
But I don't see any media where report it say now for me and they make
Yeah.
the report out there they just to say get link to Freetown. And it get linked to Bello Josh.
Yeah. So the reason why they no go state so now because if you look at what's in the gun, people are actually reacting now to within the Spanish authority they release. So we need to immediately purport every time they propose. If they really mean, because you cannot just fight the drugs. Listen, these drugs, this then drug empire network here, they're wealthy, they're powerful, and then stretch across international waters. They stretch across continent. So what are the position now is, let us not just look at, because like I say, if you stop one, other one they go. You stop other one, they will find ways. They're going to find ways. They will always find a way because it's a lucrative network. It's a lucrative business. If they arrest a man today, right? Let's say, per instance, then go to investigate, then find them guilty, they arrest them. Trust me, somebody else is going to say, hey, look me, I get better protection, I get better equipment, I get better team, I can help you do it. They will. If you really want to stop them entirely, go to the source. That's where you stop it. So now that immediate propose, not only for just stop the transshipments. Now to Sierra Leone. I mean, drug the cancer alone. That no even argue that, not even argument. Not even drugs come in this country. People bring drugs in this country. They smuggle drugs in this country. It comes right in because we see every day. Where you go club, you see people in the flex. What's that any puller? It comes here. Where you go, so you see Kush. Where you go, so you see MDMA. You see all this Molly and all these bad opioids in the street. Drugs do come into this country. People bring drugs into this country. Sierra Leoneans and they bring drugs into. You get strong network where they bring drugs into. That's sacrosanct. And we know they see government making big arrests of the one that we're responsible within the network. And so for me, now that we don't get this whole international alert and this whole internationalize, let the Interpol can, let the EPWI, let the DA can, let them really come up with the international connection. Let we fight not only the transshipment network, but also let the all focus on also the source society come from.
All right, many thanks, Moko. We join with this morning. For can get this conversation, especially on the latest reports where international media and they put out there and the scandal with out there we get for do drugs about Sierra Leone. Well, we will continue for keep an eye on this issue, and as we get some relevant information, we will count for now. So stay tuned to Liberty TV. And now they end this edition of the Breakfast Show. I want to say many thanks to Musa Saokoma. Although not serve yesterday for the birthday, but now support the production team for bringing this edition come to you. Mina Khadija Bango, they say have a good day.
All right, till we meet again, Mabel Kabade, so get a lovely day and goodbye.
Building tomorrow today with Rightmove. Looking for quality, reliability, and innovation in your next big build? Choose Rightmove Engineering and Construction, Sierra Leone's trusted name in transforming ideas into enduring structures. We don't just build projects, we craft landmarks that stand the test of time. From state-of-the-art offices and modern homes to fuel stations, water systems, and infrastructure, our team delivers precision, passion, and perfection. At Rightmove, we are not following industry standards, we are setting them. Through cutting-edge technology, uncompromising safety, and sustainable solutions, we are building a brighter, stronger, and safer Sierra Leone. Visit us at 54 Campbell Street, Freetown, or call 078399475 or 077504338. Rightmove Engineering and Construction. Building quality, building trust, building the future.
Wise men bank with UBA. Wise women too with UBA.
School pupils in Sierra Leone, do you have a creative writing skills? Would you love to win a brand new laptop and a scholarship grant worth up to 50,000 new leones? Then, this is your moment. The UBA Foundation, with support from UBA Sierra Leone, in collaboration with the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary School Education, is proudly launching the 5th edition of the 2025-2026 UBA National Essay Competition, as the UBA Sierra Leone has teamed up with the Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice, ILRAJ, to make it bigger and better. Are you a senior secondary school pupil anywhere in Sierra Leone? Then get ready to showcase your ideas. Write a handwritten essay of not more than 500 words on the topic gender-based violence in schools, causes, consequences, and solutions. And yes, the rewards are exciting. First prize, a brand new laptop plus a 50,000 new leones scholarship grant. Second prize, 30,000 new leones. And third prize, 20,000 new leones. Remember, your essay must be handwritten, not typed. Upon submission, please include your full name, passport photograph, your age, town and district, school name, and of course, the name and phone number of your parent, guardian, or teacher. Submit your essay at any UBA branch, MBSSE Regional Office nationwide, or the ILRAJ office, or send us a scanned copy to cfc-leon@ubagroup.com. For more information, please call us on 078 200 200 or 099 22 11 22. Deadline for submission, April 30th, 2026. So, sharpen your pen, share your ideas, and be the voice for change. Visual impaired students are also encouraged to apply. The UBA Foundation National Essay Competition, unlocking young talent and shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Write it, submit it, win it.
Where heritage meets progress, Sierra Leone welcomes a new chapter of regional cooperation. From the 4th to the 8th of May, Sierra Leone will play host to a vital regional dialogue, the 32nd Conference of Directors General of Customs, WCO West and Central Africa Region.
It is my distinct honor on behalf of the government and people of Sierra Leone to warmly welcome all distinguished delegates to our shores for the upcoming 32nd Conference of the Director General of the WCO-WCA region. From the 4th to the 8th of May, Sierra Leone will proudly host this important regional gathering, bringing together leaders and experts committed to advancing customs excellence across our region. Guided by this year's theme, a customs that protects society through its vigilance and commitment, we reaffirm our shared vision for modern, adaptive, and resilient customs administration.
This important gathering will focus on strengthening regional cooperation, improving border security and advancing trade facilitation at a time when customs administrations are adapting to changing global trade and digital transformation. Sierra Leone remains committed to modernization, innovation, and efficient border management, looks forward to contribute meaningfully to the practical solutions and the future of customs administration in the region.
On behalf of the Board of Directors and management of the National Revenue Authority, I welcome you to Sierra Leone with warm hospitality.
Join us and experience the best of Sierra Leone's hospitality.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.